Houston police just holding a news conference saying that they are working a deadly shooting at 801 Billiards and Bowling there in Houston, Texas, where there was a party underway. It did end around the time of that shooting, but they did also say that two members of rap group Migos were at the scene of that deadly shooting. They have not confirmed if the two were hit by gunfire, but I do want to play a news conference here that just wrapped up with Houston police.
Yeah.
No, you're
good. It's all good. I'm loud.
He's going to suck in your microphone.
Don't worry. All right, everybody good to go?
Yes, sir.
Cameras rolling?
Yes, sir.
All right, good morning. I'm Sergeant Michael Arrington with the Houston Police Department's Homicide Division. I'm here with Commander Steven Spears, who's also with the Homicide Division. We're just giving you a brief update on the investigation that occurred here at 1201 San Jacinto. At approximately 2:30 this morning, our officers were dispatched out here to a shooting that had just occurred. Upon arrival, they located multiple shell casings on the third level of the building at the 810 Bowling and Billiards. I guess it's a bowling and pool hall. We were informed that there was a private party being held at the event last night that ended at approximately 1 a.m., but the party carried over till about 2 a.m. till they were cleared out. That's when the shooting occurred, where it left one male deceased on scene and two others that were transported to area hospitals nearby. We are still in the process in the early stages of this investigation, trying to gather all the information we can, and we're looking for the public's help or anybody who was at the party or at the event that witnessed this to call the Homicide Division at 713-308-3600. If they want to remain anonymous, they can call Crime Stoppers at 713-222-TIPS. We're looking for any information on the shooting at this time.
Do you know the conditions of the two people taken to the hospital?
We have investigators and officers heading that way now. We do not know. We know they're still alive and in surgery, but other than that, don't know the actual condition until we get there. Like I said, the one that is here is deceased. He's a black male in his late 20s. And like I said, we won't release any information on him until we're able to get more information either from the medical examiner's office once they positively identify him from the autopsy, or if a family member or friends or family come forward and give us information of who he is and things like that.
We're hearing rappers were involved in the shooting. Can you at least confirm that?
I mean, I can't confirm that. I can tell you that there are rappers at the party. I don't know if they're involved in the shooting, but like I said, it's still in the early process of the investigation. So once we find out more, we'll release that in either a press statement to y'all later on, or we'll give you another press conference.
So you haven't identified if the rappers are Migos? We were told by several witnesses who attended the party they were here at the bowling alley.
Yes, we were informed that they were here.
The
yes.
Migos, Quavo, and Takeoff?
Yes.
Sarge, is there any surveillance cameras out there that y'all probably will be looking at during the daytime?
They do have surveillance video cameras here in the complex. Our investigators have reviewed the cameras and are still in the process of reviewing them. So once they're finished doing that, we'll have more information, like I said, later on. Like I said, still early in the process, and once we get all that information, we will provide it to you.
You mentioned that this was a private party. Was it private, or was it sort of like VIP closed off area and the general public who may have purchased tickets? Or if you're aware
as far as that detail, I was just informed that it was a private party or a private event. So
we were told there was some sort of argument between two groups. Do we know how this started? Do you guys have any information on that, at least?
No, but whoever you're talking to, have them call us and we'll get the information, and more than welcome to get that information from them as well.
We also heard that security guards were involved. Did you hear anything about that?
Like I said, we're still in the process.
And I'm sure you all are getting a lot of calls, as we are as well. Just to address it, just what can we expect moving forward with this case? It appears it could be high profile. Just what do you want the public to know moving forward on this matter?
Well, right now, anybody who knows anything, they need to call us instead of the news stations, because it appears that they're calling y'all and not us. So If you do have information on this, please come forward. Call us at, like I said, the 2 numbers, the Homicide Division or Crime Stoppers. We'll take all information, interview you in person or over the phone. But yes, please come out because if this does turn out to be a high-profile case, we want to make sure that justice is found for the people involved, not just the person who was shot, but everyone else who's at the hospital right now.
Do you happen to know how many people were here at the time?
At the time, we know there's anywhere between 40 and 50 people.
Do we have any more information about the 2 that are in the hospital, male or female, general ages, anything like that?
I don't at this time. Like I said, I haven't left the scene. We've sent 2 investigators to both hospitals. We found out about them late. They were private transport, so it got called in as a separate call from this. They weren't transported from the location. They took themselves to the hospital. So it took a little time for us to connect their case with this case.
And just to be clear, we know that rappers were here, but we don't know if any of the rappers were shot or is the one possibly killed.
Not at this time, no.
Just so we have your spelling.
The last
Spelling
name.
your first
Oh,
name.
last name is Arrington.
All right, you said Arrington?
Arrington.
Arrington, okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
And that was a news conference that was held not too long ago here, about 30 minutes ago, on that shooting over in Houston. Again, Houston police holding that news conference, answering some preliminary information and questions there. We know the shooting did happen around 2:30 this morning local time during a party attended by about 40 to 50 people. This was a party that was attended by several rap artists, police did say. We know that 2 members of Migos, Takeoff and Quavo, were at that party, according to police. Multiple shell casings there, and the gunfire did ring out on the 3rd level of 801 Billiards and Bowling. The party actually ended around 1 a.m. and the party carried over to about 2 a.m., the shooting happening at 2:30. We know that 1 male is deceased and 2 others were transported to area hospitals. No word yet on their conditions, but police asking anyone with any information on this shooting to give them a call.
And again, it all happened overnight, about 2:30 in the morning. According to TMZ, Takeoff and fellow Migos member Quavo were there playing dice when some kind of fight broke out. Someone opened fire, shooting Takeoff. Some reports indicate he was shot in the head and pronounced dead at the scene.
There were some security guards that were in the area, but they heard the shooting, but no one saw who did the shooting. A lot of folks were there. They were in front of the bar. The bar was actually closed at the time. They had the doors locked, but people were congregating out on the balcony area, and everybody fled.
And the Georgia-based group Migos was formed back in 2008. Their breakout single, Versace, was released in 2013. Takeoff was the youngest member of Migos and was 28 years old. Quavo was his uncle, and the 3rd member, Offset, was his cousin. Most recently, Quavo and Takeoff unveiled a project as the duo Unk and Few. They had just released their latest music video as well. It was called Messy. That video came out just yesterday.